So today I'm going to be talking about my life after graduating. So I graduated last May 2020 in the midst of the pandemic, which was fun. So yeah, go on to the next slide. So my journey so far has been it's been quite different, I should say, to what most previous graduates' journeys have been. I've not had kind of the experience of graduating so far. Hopefully that will happen soon. But yeah, I'm 21 years old. I began my degree in marketing management in 2017 at the University of Lincoln. I worked as a marketing and administrative assistant in between my university years. So that gave me a really good insight into sort of the marketing industry and what to kind of expect. So yeah, as I said, I graduated from my degree in May 2020 of last year, and I set up my Instagram page, Sophie Olive Marketing, in July 2020. And I also started my graduate job role as a digital marketing executive in August 2020. So why I created my page was quite a few different reasons. So firstly, for the experience, I really wanted to get an extra insight into social media, as well as like digital marketing in general. So content creating, just managing a page, just all of that kind of fun stuff, as well as helping small businesses. So obviously with lockdown happening in March last year, a lot of small businesses really started to struggle, which I noticed on a local Facebook page actually, in particular posted about how they were really struggling and if anyone knew kind of any like tips or anything they could use to help. So I saw that and kind of reached out to them, and I then kind of from that decided that it might be a good idea to create a page of all of my resources and everything that I kind of know, I've learned in my degree and things I've learned from online courses and all that stuff like that. So yeah, that's when Sophie Olive Marketing was born. A very original name. I know I probably could have thought of something a lot better, but it's there now. So yeah, and also a lockdown hobby. I was very bored in lockdown, as I'm sure a lot of other people were. I'd been employed for about 2 months at that time. I finished my last exam in about like mid-May, and then yeah, I got my job in mid-July and started Sophie Olive Marketing on the 6th of July. So yeah, about 2 months, and I was just getting so tired of applying for jobs and just having interviews and getting rejected, and that just literally being my life. So yeah, I just wanted something to channel my creativity into and channel my love for marketing as well, because I wasn't doing any marketing, and that is what my passion is, and that's what I wanted to do. So yeah, that's kind of why I started my page. So why digital marketing? Obviously, there are so many different elements of marketing that you can go into, like crazy amounts. But for me, digital marketing was always something that I sort of wanted to do rather than traditional marketing or any other type of marketing, really. Mainly because there are so many different opportunities to specialize within. You can go into one industry and then transfer into another industry. Within it. So if you wanted to go into SEO marketing, and then in 5 years time you wanted to change into social media marketing, it's really versatile. So you wouldn't have to do that much extra training to be able to go into a different area of the industry, which I just love because my mind is changing all the time and my interests change so much. So at the minute I really just like having a broad array of all things marketing, all things digital marketing actually. But in the future, I think I would really like to specialize in email marketing. That's something that I have really enjoyed in my current job role. So I also love the fact that it's a constantly evolving industry. Everything is always changing. There's always something new happening, always a new social media channel that's appeared. So like Clubhouse has appeared recently. There's always something that you have to be aware of and have to be learning more about, which can be tough. And I'm sure you're all fully aware of that. It can be a tough industry to be in with so many new things happening. But it's just amazing to no day feels boring in my job, which is just amazing. Creativity as well. I love being creative. Again, it's not a boring job at all. I couldn't imagine being in, a job where I'm just sat at a desk. Well, I am at a job sat at a desk, but where I'm, just doing something that I wasn't enjoying. And it's such a creative industry. You can just really go for it and come up with the most amazing ideas, which is why I included these pictures here, as I'm sure you've all seen. So these are some recent digital marketing campaigns. This one's by Marmite and this one's by Weetabix, as again, I'm sure you've all seen them, but they're just so creative and so innovative. So yeah, that leads me on to the opportunity for brands to grow. So it's actually quite ironic. I like the fact that the Marmite one is actually an out-of-home media, so it's not digital marketing, but they've put it on their Twitter, I think it was initially on. So I love the fact that it went viral because of digital marketing. So if digital marketing didn't exist for some reason, it wouldn't have gone viral. You know, only the people in that area that it's in would have seen it, which I think is just great. You know, you're reaching so many more people. You've got the opportunities to reach literally potentially millions of people. Like this Weetabix tweet, I can't even remember how many brands replied to that tweet. I'm sure you all saw, like, it was crazy. I mean, you can see down there it's got 131,000 likes, and I dread to think what the impressions of it would be, like in the millions, which is just amazing. So I wanted to talk a bit about my job search. So I know searching for a job can be such a daunting thing, and it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy, but it's something that is definitely better to have a positive outlook towards. So for me personally, I started actively searching and applying for jobs in May 2020, which was quite late. So I actually fake graduated in May 2020, and I only started applying literally as I finished my last exams, which was quite late. A lot of people in my year group kind of started applying for jobs in even like the September, October time when we started. But they were more for sort of graduate jobs, which I never really wanted to go into. I knew kind of straight when I started at uni, I never wanted to go into a large, you know, graduate corporation type job. I always wanted to go into a smaller business. I'm not really sure why. I think it's partly because of the fact that I could be a lot more hands-on, have a lot more opportunities, and also I wanted to stay living where I currently live. I didn't want to move away, you know, to a massive city like London or Manchester. I know that is such a massive goal for some people, which is absolutely amazing. And working for such a large corporation would be just incredible. And it might be something that I want to do one day. But yeah, for now, I'm really happy in my current job. So yeah, I applied for lots of job roles in marketing, a lot of which were remote because of the pandemic, which kind of helped me out a little bit, because around where I live is very rural, which isn't great for applying for jobs, especially marketing jobs. But a lot of firms were actually doing remote jobs. So there's a lot of London firms that were doing jobs that were remote. So I had a lot more opportunity to apply for more job roles in marketing. However, this also meant that there was a lot more people applying for it. I know on Indeed, you can sometimes see how many people have applied for like a job, and one of them was over 15,000. So that kind of really was disheartening and made me think, wow, if there's 15,000 people applying for these jobs, I just have no chance. So that is when I'm not gonna say I gave up, but I feel like internally I did give up a little bit. And I began applying for customer service, call centre based jobs, all which were remote, in June. And that is when I started a remote customer service job for a taxes firm. And as you can see, I quit after half a day. So the reason behind that is I basically got an interview for the job. I applied and got an interview, but it wasn't an interview, it was basically a video. So I had to film a video of me like reading a script. So I think they basically knew that I could speak well. So I sent that off at about 6 p.m. one evening. I got a phone call at about 9 p.m. that evening saying, oh, we'd love for you to start tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And I was like, oh, sorry, that's a bit soon. Can I just start the following Monday? And they were like, okay, that's fine. We just want to let you know that the first week is non-paid and it's a trial period. So in the back of my head, I was kind of like, oh, that's a bit alarming. I'm not sure like if that's a good route to go down. But I was just so desperate for a job at that point that I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. And yeah, I started on the Monday morning. It was the worst job that I've ever had in my life. So I quit after half a day. It just wasn't what it said on the job description at all. It was literally me transferring data from spreadsheets. It wasn't customer service at all. And yeah, they were really rude to me. They weren't nice at all. I didn't feel comfortable. And at the end of the day, no, not the end of the day, at the end of the morning, actually, I didn't even last the whole day. I messaged the person that had recruited me and said, I just don't feel like it's the right job for me. And he basically didn't reply and just blocked me off their system. So I think that really showed that it definitely was not the right job to go in. So do just be careful when you're searching for jobs and make sure they're legit, because I have been through it and it's not fun. So yeah, I continued to apply for more jobs, had around 6 interviews, probably applied for, I don't even know how many, over 50 at least, but all of them were unsuccessful. And that is when I started Sophie Olive Marketing at the start of July, because I just felt like I needed something to show employers that I could do what I was doing, give me more experience. They were all telling me, oh, you just don't have enough experience for what we're looking for. And I think it didn't help the fact that a lot of people had been laid off that year because of coronavirus. There were a lot of people that had so much more experience than me because they'd been laid off and they were just looking for a marketing job, probably taking a lower level job just to have one. So yeah, that wasn't great, but hopefully better for any of you graduating this year. So how I got my job, LinkedIn was the whole reason for getting my job, which is amazing. So yeah, I got reached out to on LinkedIn by my current boss. And the reason why I got reached out to was because I had this little open to work thing on my profile picture, as well as I think it was in my bio. To be honest, I didn't know what it was when it popped up on my LinkedIn one day. It just popped up saying, oh, would you like to add this to your profile? And I just clicked, yeah, go for it. Because at that point I was just like, what have I got to lose? And I actually asked, again, I didn't know how it worked even after my boss, my now current boss, had reached out to me. So when I started at the firm, I asked how he actually found me on LinkedIn, and he said it was because of the hashtag open to work. And basically how it works is he could search for people with keywords. So he searched for digital marketing as well as marketing, communications, things like that. And he searched within the open to work section and as well as a location. And he found me and reached out to me, as well as reaching out to a few other people, and he sent me the application because obviously I was extremely eager, because it was also a job that is about 20 minutes away from my house. So yeah, it's just amazing. It's literally my dream job, I always say. I know it sounds really weird because it's actually a blinds company, so like interiors, and people think, oh, that must be so boring, but I absolutely love it. Like, it's literally what I'm doing in my job is just perfect. Like, it to me, it still feels like fate that I ever got the job. And I do always get asked, oh, would you ever quit it to go full-time with Sophie Olive Marketing? And it's just not something that I can ever see myself doing at the minute. I always get told, you could earn so much money from, doing freelance, but I just love my job too much. I know it probably sounds really stupid, but I just love the interaction. I love everything that I do, and I don't think freelance is right for me at the moment. So yeah, my main point from the slide, I've kind of trucked away, was to have a strong LinkedIn profile. If you don't have LinkedIn, after the session, please go make a LinkedIn. It is so important. As I said, I wouldn't have got my job if it wasn't for LinkedIn. I would still be looking for jobs after I got it. So these are a few things that I posted on LinkedIn. So this one was when I completed my final university exam, obviously from home. So I posted that about finishing my 3rd year. I also posted about doing a suicide awareness course, just things like that. I probably posted about once every 2 weeks, once every month. It really wasn't often. And you can post about literally anything. People just love LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn now. I love seeing what people are up to. I will literally like so many people's posts, even if it's just from, a picture of their dog to them literally achieving like a massive goal. I think it's just such an amazing platform, and it's a really important platform to have if you are searching for a job, because recruiters are on there. I got reached out to by a lot of recruiters, again, because of the open to work thing. So, if you're active on LinkedIn, they're more likely to see your profile. People that are looking to hire people are more likely to see you and think, oh, they look good, look at their profile, and, message you, as well as you can reach out to other people as well. I reached out to a few people, but I wasn't that confident at that point. So I didn't reach out to many employers, but it is definitely something that you could look into doing. So I do want to give a little bit about my job role. So my job role is a digital marketing executive. As I said, it's for a blinds company. So I do a lot of different things within being a digital marketing executive. I do email marketing, Facebook ads, blogs, SEO, social media, Google ads, as well as analyzing it all through, Google Analytics, and all that fun kind of stuff. So the reason why I love my job so much is because I'm doing everything that some people are probably doing in just one job. That makes sense. So like some people might have a job as a social media manager, and they're just doing social media, but I never wanted to kind of just do social media or just do SEO or, just do Facebook ads, paid media. I always wanted to have a kind of bit of everything to be able to see what I really enjoy. And that is why I love it so much, because I've now realized how much I love email marketing. And I don't think I would ever have thought that I would like email marketing, but it's definitely one of my favorite aspects of digital marketing now. And I don't think I ever would have gone into it before if I hadn't had the opportunity to go into such a broad job role where I could experiment with so many different things. And also the fact that I'm working for such a smaller company is great because I'm in charge of all of their marketing. So I have so much creative control, which is great. And, I just am able to really experiment with it and really just go with it. And I'm very fortunate that my boss just trusts me really, to just go with it and see where it takes us really. So this is kind of, oh, I've gone too far. This is, oh no, God, I'm going to mess this up. So why you should start a passion project. So I used to hate the term passion project, mainly because I didn't really know what it meant. But it actually just means starting a side project about something you're passionate about. So that is what Sophie Olive Marketing is. It always started as just a passion on the side. I never kind of aimed to ever profit off it or ever turn it into freelance. I have actually now, just this morning, I actually launched a one-on-one coaching service on it, but it's still super affordable and it's still not something that I'm going to ever stop. Like I'm not ever going to stop providing free advice to people, because I think it's so important, especially for smaller businesses. They can't afford, a lot of them can't afford anyway, to hire someone to do their marketing, and they have to do it themselves. So me just, giving tips and tricks to people just to help them out is just an amazing feeling to have helped so many people. So yeah, why you should start a passion project. So there are so many different types of passion projects you could start, and it can be literally about anything. So I mean, I don't know if all of you on this call do marketing, but if you do something like psychology, if you want to be a teacher, even just if you like music in your spare time, literally anything, like just share your passion, show you're passionate about something, and show that you are really able to create something from your passion. So it can be a blog, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook page, YouTube channel, literally anything, just anything that you can put your passion into, put your spare time into, and also show employers that you do something constructive with your spare time and you really have a passion. Because I know my current boss in our interview that I had, he loved the fact that I did a marketing page. He thought it was really innovative. I think it did help the fact that I live somewhere quite rural, so I hadn't seen it before. But yeah, he really liked the fact that I had used my own initiative and started up something like this. So yeah, there's so many amazing reasons as to why you should start one. So valuable experience. I've gained so much experience just literally from my Instagram that I don't think I would have gained through other means. So things like content creation, communication as well, like speaking to other people. I speak to so many other people daily, whether it's small businesses or different, people that are currently at uni, just helping them out. You know, there's currently a girl that I'm speaking to, helping her with one of her assignments, you know, just things like that. Like, I am more than happy to help. And I think it really shows to a business that you're applying for that, you know, you're doing it out of just the kindness of like your own heart, I guess. Like, you're just doing it out of wanting to help people and want to better people as well as bettering yourself. So it also builds a personal brand, which is amazing. So it helps to get your name out there. It really helps to show what you stand for as a person. You can also share it on LinkedIn. Again, I know I spoke about LinkedIn before, but I shared so much of my Instagram on LinkedIn. And so from like how many followers I gained to, I think I shared when like I got like 3 saves on a post, which now seems like so small, but I remember at the time I was literally like over the moon just getting like 3 people saving my content. Like, I was just like so happy. And yeah, it's just so nice to have a passion and put it into something. So it also enhances your skill set, a bit like creating valuable experience. You know, I gained experience with my skill set, things like design, things like communication, social skills, social media skills, literally time management, just literally everything, like so many different things. And I think employers are really starting to see that if you are, you know, you have a personal blog, you know how much effort and time you're putting into it. Like, I put a lot of hours into my Instagram, but I wouldn't have it any other way because I just love it so much. So it also increases confidence. I was such an unconfident person. There's actually a video on my Instagram, which is an IGTV, and I think it was from like November time. And I just looked like, looking back at it now, I just looked so like shy and just not like me at all, because I just hated being in front of a camera. And now, like, I don't know if any of you follow me, but I post reels, and to be honest, they are completely cringeworthy. I cringe every time I post one, and I cringe at myself just all the time. But it's just important to remember that you're not doing it to, like, you know, look cool. You're doing it to further your career and further yourself as a person, and growing yourself and growing your personal brand is more important than what someone else might think. So yeah, definitely I have got so much more confident. I don't even think a year ago now I would be even on this Zoom call with you all. So yeah, I just have grown my confidence massively. Also stand out within the overpopulated job market. So, you know, marketing is such a keen industry for people to go in, that there's a lot of competition, unfortunately. So having something like this really makes you stand out. It is so unique. You know, even if it's not about marketing, about something else, it just shows that you are passionate about something, and it shows that you really put your time and effort into something, which I think is just amazing. And it just shows that you are spending your spare time wisely, and that it really shows like your kind of mindset ready for a job after graduating. So my top tips for starting a personal blog on Instagram. Obviously, I only have experience with Instagram. I have now branched out to Facebook, but I wouldn't say it's kind of a personal blog. It's not really more of a personal brand. It's more for just to share my tips with, you know, any businesses that are on there, really. So firstly, don't compare yourself to others. I did this so much at the start. I would compare myself to people that were growing so much more quickly than me. And I would think, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not, you know, the tips that I'm providing aren't good enough, and I'm just not as good as other people. But it's just so important to remember that you're on your own journey. You've got your own path, and you are you. Like, you know, you can't be comparing yourself with someone that is on a complete different journey and complete different path to yourself. Because, you know, two people's journeys are just so different. Like, I can't stress that enough, because I went through such a phase of comparing myself to other accounts on Instagram, and I've now realized that everyone is different, every account is different. And, you know, social media, you don't show your best bits. I mean, I don't show on Instagram me creating content at like 12 o'clock at night because I've forgotten to create a post. I wouldn't share that. I mean, I probably should, because it would make it more real. But yeah, there's just so many things that you don't share on Instagram that are real things that happen, and it happens to everyone as well. So also don't let it take over all of your time. This is something that I actually need to take my own advice on. With having a full-time job, it takes up a lot of my time, working 9 till 5 every single day. And then I come home, have my tea, and pretty much just go on my laptop all evening and just spend all of my time on Instagram, partly because I just enjoy it so much, and partly because I just want to help people and want to spend my time on something constructive. But yeah, don't make sure you take breaks and take a break. Otherwise you will get just burnt out. I've had that before when I've just got to the end of the week and I've just been too exhausted to even do anything at the weekend. So yeah, just create like time blocks for yourself and just create a little time where you can put your whole time and effort into your page. So even if it's just literally like 2 hours a week, just a tiny little amount of time, whatever you have is better than nothing. Also do your research. So it depends what what niche you're going into, really. So with marketing, it's important to not share any content that might not be correct. So I know a lot of you have probably seen an Instagram post that's been going around recently about saves being more important than any other metric on Instagram, which is completely false. Instagram have never said that. It's just one person that has created created that post and just put it out there. So there's no proof to it. Yes, it might be true, but you've got to remember that don't listen to it until it's been proven or taken from like the source itself. Also pick a niche. This really helps. So I could have gone through just social media marketing, or I could have just gone marketing in general, which wouldn't be niche enough, I don't think. So I did go digital marketing because obviously that's what I enjoy the most. I could have gone more niche than that. I probably I don't know, I would say looking back I probably should have done. But I think with the content that I produce, I like being able to talk about a lot of different areas. So Instagram strategies as a whole, as well as email marketing, creating blogs, loads of different things. And if I had just focused on, say, social media marketing, I wouldn't necessarily be able to do that. So yeah, just try and niche it down as much as you can, but don't feel restricted at the same time. So also be consistent. Now, consistency doesn't mean, posting all the time, all day, every day, showing up all the time, literally all day, every day. It's not that at all, which I think a lot of people kind of assume that it is. But being consistent just means like show up when you're expected to show up. If you say you're going to post 2 or 3 times a week, just make sure you post at those times. As well as branding, keep like branding consistent, make it recognizable. And yeah, just be consistent with your posting, but don't make it too much. So make it manageable for yourself. I began posting in July because I had so much time on my hands with being unemployed. I think I was posting about 8 times a week, which is crazy looking back now. In January, I actually went up to posting 6 times a week, which was tough. But now I've gone back down to posting 5 times a week, which is still a lot. I mean, when you're all at university, don't feel like you need to be posting so many like times a week. Even 2 or 3 times a week, it's just better than nothing. Something is always better than nothing, and just showing that you are being consistent, engaging with the account, and really just showing your personal brand will just help you out tons when you come to apply for a job. So finally, display your skills and talents. If you create a personal brand, show off yourself, like just show what you can offer. On Instagram, I show my skills as well as talents, and I show kind of how to do things that I've learned myself as well. So I also shared that when I started off, as I said, on LinkedIn. So I would post about it on Instagram, and I kind of soon realized that people that would be hiring me probably necessarily wouldn't find my Instagram, but they would be on LinkedIn. So sharing your Instagram or whatever, blog or whatever you have to your LinkedIn so that recruiters can see it is one thing that I would really recommend. So they can see your initiative, they can see what you're creating, they can go and follow you if you want to. My Siri's just gone off. So yeah, definitely display all of your skills and talents. So finally, I just wanted to end on some resources. So when I was at university, I'm not going to lie, I didn't keep up with many industry trends, which I kind of regret, because I think it's really important to, put it in all of your assignments and really show that you are, obviously, if applicable, show that you are really engaging with the current industry trends. I think the only one that I really read when I was at university was the Financial Times and BBC Business News. Because I just simply wasn't aware of all of these other industry guides and resources that you could use. So Social Media Today is an amazing one for social media, obviously. Marketing Week, Campaign, Ad Week, again, all kind of similar about current ads that are running and social media in general. BBC Business News is a great one for keeping up to date with businesses and business trends, acquisitions, everything that's happening in that side of the business world, because, you can't just be focused on all of the marketing things. I think you do definitely need to have a bit of a education about the current business affairs side of it as well. And this is another great one for LinkedIn. If you see something on Social Media Today or Marketing Week or Campaign or whatever, a new campaign that you've seen that you really liked, or a new trend that's happening, share it on LinkedIn. Share how you're actively researching and looking at industry trends, because if an employer looks at your profile, they can see that you are aware of your industry, you're aware of your surroundings and what's happening. So yeah, just a quick post. Like if you scroll in the morning, you see something, a quick 5-minute post, it wouldn't take you long, not even 5 minutes to be honest, to just share it on LinkedIn. You can even, all of these ones even have LinkedIn pages themselves that you can just go on and follow them, and it will come up in your LinkedIn feed as well, which is what I do, which is amazing to share them onto LinkedIn. And you can, even if you share them, you can add, your opinion on them, things like that, just something to show that you are really engaging in industry trends. Also, online courses are an amazing resource. I've completed so many courses since I graduated in that 2-month period when I was unemployed. So I think I completed pretty much every HubSpot course there is, just because I was so bored and I wanted to do something to kind of add something to my CV, because I did feel like it was a little bit blank, and they are such easy things to add to your CV. I feel like so many people are doing online courses now that you almost need to do them to be able to have them on your CV. And if you want to go into, I don't know, paid media, you can do a paid media course. So if you don't have any experience in that, doing a paid media course really shows that you have a little bit of experience in it. It's not direct experience, but you understand the kind of topic and you understand the kind of needs of it. So if I actually just go onto my website, I just wanted to show some resources that I have on here. So if you just go onto the resources section, you can actually, they just link directly to some of my top 10 courses that I would recommend. They're all free. All courses that I've done are free. I've not paid for any course, any online course, because there are so many amazing free ones. A lot of them come with certificates as well, which you can share on LinkedIn. You could add them to your LinkedIn profile as well, which is amazing. So yeah, definitely recommend to do a few of these if you haven't already. They take such little time. The only one I can think that takes a while is the fundamentals of digital marketing, but I think the HubSpot ones are all maybe under 10 hours you could complete it, if you do one a month, something like that. It's just a really great thing to be doing. And I also did just want to mention my beginner's guide to Instagram ebook as well, while I'm on this page, just because it basically has a load of free tips, tricks, if you're thinking of starting an Instagram blog, whether it's a business or it applies to businesses and general personal blogs. So it's just got a bit of everything, setting up your profile, your bio, profile insights, engagement, reach, hashtags, literally everything. So I think there's about 20 pages on there that you can go on and just download for free and have a little look if you would like to. So that is everything. I just wanted to leave a bit of time at the end for any questions. If anyone's got any questions they want to ask me, and also if you've got any questions but you don't want to ask them on here, feel free to add me on LinkedIn and we can chat on there, or DM me on Instagram or Facebook, and you can also email me as well if you have any questions or you'd like to talk to me about. So yeah, that's everything.
I was just going to ask a question. I was going to say, What would be your most favourite part of creating your marketing channel, and what would you find the most challenging?
Okay, that's a good question actually. So I think my favorite part of it is actually engaging with other accounts. I love the community that's on there. I always get so many amazing comments on my posts that are from similar accounts. It's just such a supportive community, and I just know that there's always going to be people to support me, which I absolutely love. The most challenging, I would probably say, is keeping on top of it all. As I've grown, I wasn't expecting to grow as much as I have, to be honest. I now have over 8,000 followers, which I know isn't a lot in respect to some people on Instagram, but I was expecting to get probably like 100 at the most. I didn't think I was that interesting. So yeah, it's definitely making sure I respond to people's DMs, checking all comments. It can take a lot of time, but responding to people's DMs in like a time frame, like a good time frame, I'd say is probably my like difficult in it. I definitely say it's the like most thing I find difficult, because I get probably at least like 10 or 15 DMs a day. Some of them are obviously spam, but I would say that just making sure that I'm replying to people within like a good amount of time, like a kind of acceptable amount of time. I like to reply within at least kind of like 2 days. So yeah, that can be tricky sometimes, but yeah, it's always achievable if you just manage your time well.
Thank you. We've got one in the chat which says, hey, what would you advise for someone who has an unrelated degree to marketing but would want to develop a career in it and gain further experience? And that's from Emma.
Okay, so I would say definitely the online courses. I do actually get asked this question quite a few times. Like, I've actually been asked this question quite a few times on my Instagram. So there's quite a lot of people that have done English or psychology that kind of tend to want to go into marketing. But I would say, yeah, online courses are an amazing way to further your marketing knowledge. I think the thing is as well with a degree, there's always things that cross over. Like if you're doing English, for example, there's copywriting, there's always something that's going to cross over. Like no matter what the degree is, I think there's always something that you can apply into marketing, even maths with like, the analytics and stuff. So I would say online courses are definitely a great thing because they're free as well. I would also try and get some like volunteer experience if you can. I know it can be tricky, and some people tend to not want to like have volunteer people, just because it's trusting people with like your brand. But I think if you can really show that you are reliable and show that you really want to just further your marketing knowledge and get a little bit of experience, it's a really great thing to do, and it wouldn't be that many extra hours to do either each week. So yeah, I definitely would recommend that. There are some resources. I think there's like a website you can go on and see if there are any volunteer opportunities. I actually think I saw it on Pretty Little Marketers group Facebook page this morning, I want to say, or Girls Who Graduate. I can't remember which one it was. So maybe go and look at those, because I think there was a question that literally said like, how can I gain volunteer experience? So yeah, if you're looking, if that is something that you really want to do, maybe go through that route. But also sorry, I feel like I'm going on forever. If there are any like local businesses in your area, definitely like just message them, like just drop them a message and see if they would be up for you just doing a little bit of their social media for them. I think at the minute a lot of people would definitely be interested in doing that. A lot of businesses won't have the time to do it once things start reopening again. So yeah, just offer your time, offer a few hours a week. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it's definitely something that you can add onto your CV, and it looks great because you're helping people out. It's a volunteer experience, and you're also getting experience yourself at the same time.